Hi again. We almost complete the determinant topics and here we have two more sums in determinant. Let's see that afterwards we will go to the topic inverse of matrix. Okay. Let's see the sum. Here they have given determinant A which is equal to 1 plus B, B1, B, 1 plus B, 2B, 1, 1, 1. Just think of this, they didn't give any number here like 2, 3, 4, 5. They have given only 1 and the variables A, B, right? If they give the matrix like this means just make it the condition, like we have already seen that if the two rows or two columns in a matrix is proportional or same means the determinant value will be 0, right? So you can see here we have to just add these two things, means these two columns, column 1 and column 2. If we add this means the column we will get like 1 plus 2b, 1 plus 2b, 1 plus 2b, right? And you can write the column 2 as it is same and the column 3 as it is same. You can see here these two columns are proportional. How it is proportional? Because the third column is, if we add 2b we will get the first column, right? So it is in proportional range. If this is proportional means the determinant value, the determinant of A will be 0. So if we see a matrix like only variables and one numbers means one is given means just make this as proportional or same, then we will get the determinant value will be 0. So here you can see the second sum, 1 by A, 1 by B, 1 by C. They have given like this, right? They didn't give numbers, only variables are given. So just add all these things. If we add all these things means we will get BC, means wait a second. Here 1 by A, 1 by B, 1 by C. Like when the 1 by A will come, when the 1 by A will come means BC by ABC. If we write it as BC by ABC means this BC and this BC will get cancelled. We will get as 1 by A, right? So likewise we have to write these things. For example, here the denominator has A, only A means other two variables we have to write it on the top like BC. Then we have to write the whole thing ABC. If this BC get cancelled means we will get 1 by A, right? The same thing appears here. Here the denominator is B. So we have to write CA means AC or CA. We will get the CA will get cancelled and we will get 1 by B. Likewise we have to rewrite this matrix. Okay. After that we can see here we have to take the common things. What is the common things in the first column? 1 by ABC, right? So just take it outside as 1 by ABC. We will get BC, CA, AB. You just see here first one is same as the third column like AB, AB, CA, CA. So these two columns are in same proportion, like same. If it is same means it will be 0. So we have seen the two properties. If two columns or two rows are proportional means the determinant value will be 0. Likewise, if two columns or two rows or same means like they are equal means the determinant value will be 0. Just you can see the two questions, there are no numbers are given, only variables are given. If they given only the variables means just try to make it proportional or same. That's it. Let's see the another sum. They have given 4 by 4 matrix. So we have to change this first. So just add all these things. We will get x plus 3a. Just add all these things and write it in first column. X plus 3a x plus 3a, x plus 3a, x plus 3a. You can see here, and I have written all the second, third, fourth column as it is. Okay, so just here take this as outside, we will get 1 1 1. So for the 4 by 4 matrix, I already told you, just make these two elements, these three elements as 0, then you can take this matrix as 3 by 3 matrix, right? So for this thing, just R2 minus R1, we will get this as 0, or 3 minus R1, we will get this as 0, or 4 minus R1, this we will get this as 0. So I have written these things. So just make this operation here, we will get these things as 0 0 0, a 1, and you can see here x minus a 0 0 0, x minus a 0 0 0, x minus a, right? So just take this as 3 by 3 matrix. So if this 3 by 3 matrix, we have to take we have already x plus 3 as outside, right? So just return these things. You can see here, this is a diagonal matrix. If it is a diagonal matrix, the determinant value will be the multiplication of the diagonal values, right? So x minus a the whole cube, it is 3 times here. So the x minus a the whole cube. This is the answer for this question. So it's so simple. Don't worry about the 4 by 4 matrix. Just make it as 3 by 3 matrix and you will get the answer easily. Okay, these are all 2 mark sums. Okay, let's see the same things for these two sums. Okay, so whatever may be the sum, or whatever may be the, if we get addition and if we get like this matrix, means just add it all and take it as outside and make these as 0, these 3 elements as 0, will get the answer quickly. That's it. Let's see the next topic, inverse of matrix, right? Okay, minor means we will denote it as Mij. Okay, this is n minus 1th order of determinant. Okay, this is a it's a statement for minor. Okay, we will see how to find the minus. And cofactor is an cofactor of an element, any element, Aij. They have given Aij is, just make this as capital Aij. We have to denote it for cofactor. Okay, so make this as Aij, which is equal to, this is the formula, minus 1 the whole power I plus j. If it is a 2 1 means I plus j means 2 plus 1. 2 plus 1 is 3. So minus 1 the whole power 3. We will get this as this. Mij is nothing but the minor. Okay, so we will see some sums here. A, I have given A as a matrix 1 1 2 2 3 4 4 7 minus 1, right? So here you can see I have found Aij, I have taken it as 2 2. So let's see M22. What is the value of M22 means? Just this is M22. This is the second row and second column portion, right? If you want to take minor of M22 here, means we just take these 4 elements, minus 2, minus 6, minus 8, right? So minus 2 minus 8 is minus 10. And we have to find the cofactor A22, like minus of 1 the whole power Aij. We have to add Ij, right? So 2 plus 2. So here will come 4. The order is means the power is even value, means we will just make this minus 1 as plus 1. If it is an order, odd power, means we will take it as minus. So here this value will become 1 and minus 10. This is nothing but M minor's value, M22 value. So minus 10. So we will easily get minus 10 as the cofactor. Okay, and here I have written some important formulas like A inverse, which is equal to I, and if A B the whole inverse we have to find, means we can written as B inverse and A inverse. If it is in multiplication, whatever may be it, if it is in multiplication, just write it as ulta, like B comes first and after that A comes. Okay. Then the third formula is A into I, which is equal to I. A. Right. Just think this I as 1. So we will get A into 1 as A. Right. Then when we take the determinant for identity matrix like I, means the answer will always be 1. We know that we have seen this as in property, right? So next thing is A transverse. A transverse, which is equal to A inverse. When this condition is possible, means A is a orthogonal matrix. If A is said to be orthogonal, we can directly use this thing, A inverse, which is equal to A transverse, which is equal to A inverse. That's it. Okay. Then here the another term came as invertible matrix. What is invertible matrix? If A is said to be invertible only if this A inverse will be in another matrix. Like let me say BA, which is equal to AB, which is equal to I. Okay. So when this BA will come as I, we have to put B as A inverse, right? So if we put B as A inverse, means A into A inverse or A inverse into A will get I, right? So we are replacing B as A inverse, like B, which is equal to A inverse. So A has the inverse matrix, which is another matrix named as B. So B is inverse of A. So if A has another inverse matrix, means that A matrix will be invertible matrix. That's it. Let's see the another term, singular matrix. What is singular matrix? Singular matrix is nothing but determinant of A value will be equal to 0. That's it. So if the determinant value is equal to 0, means it is linearly dependent, and also that there is no inverse to this matrix. That's the meaning. So if determinant value is 0, means we will get 3 conditions, like it is a singular matrix and linearly dependent matrix, and then there is no inverse exists for this A matrix. Okay. Then we will see another thing. Non-singular matrix is same opposite thing. Means determinant value will not be equal to 0, and if it is not be equal to 0, means this matrix is linearly independent matrix. Then inverse will exist. So you can see this is a positive thing. A determinant is equal to 0, means we'll get a negative 1, no inverse. If it is a negative thing, means there exists a positive 1, like inverse exists. Okay. So if they ask some like this, just see here, OR is a matrix which has the order as 3 into 3, like OR 3. Okay, OR part 3. 3 is nothing but order n, and OR is a matrix. If they given OR 3, like OR 3 which is equal to, they have given 4 vertex for this OR matrix, means you can see here the order is only 3, but they have 1, 2, 3, 4. They have given 4 vertex, means 4 vectors. They have given 4 vectors. So you can see if the order is n which is equal to 3, if the order is more than n, like they have given 4 n, like n plus 1 which is equal to 4. So they have given n plus 1 vectors here and or more. N plus 1 or more vectors are given for a matrix, means it is linearly dependent matrix. Only a matrix is dependent, means it will have more vectors which is more than the order. Okay, so R3 which has 4 vectors, means this R3 is linearly dependent matrix. Okay, they may ask this in some 1 mark or 2 mark questions. So just see here, this is also an important thing. So how we have to find this inverse? We already said in non-singular matrix, like there is a negative 1, means the positive 1 will be happen, like inverse exists. So how to find this inverse? Let me see that A inverse, which is equal to Rj by determinant A. This is the formula. So Rj by determinant A. Like we have written the formula as 1 by determinant A into Rj in our school days. So this is the formula. A inverse which is equal to Rj by determinant A. This is the formula. We can find the we can get two more conditions from this formula. Let me see that. Just take this A determinant A here and A inverse down. Okay, so I just write it here. Determinant A which is equal to Rj by A inverse, right? Just you can see here, I just take this Rj here and this A inverse will go here. So determinant A into A inverse. So this is the first thing. So I have got Rj which is equal to determinant A into A inverse. I have got from this formula. And the second thing you can see here, you can just write this thing as determinant A par n minus 1, because here the order is n, means the order is n, we can write it as the base is same, so n minus 1. So Rj which is equal to determinant of A the whole par n minus 1. If we add another Rj means n minus 2, means n minus 1 the whole part 2, the whole part 2, right? You can see here 2 Rj's are here, the power is 2. If 3 Rj's, you can see 1, 2, 3, 3 Rj's are here, means the power is 3. That's the thing. Okay, so the same thing I have taken this thing Rj which is equal to determinant into A inverse. You can see here the first condition I have taken here, Rj which is equal to determinant A into A inverse. This is the first formula I have gotten from A inverse formula. You can see here. So I just multiply it by A on both sides. A into A into A. You can see here. So I have multiplied this on both sides. A. So I have got the fourth formula like A into Rj which is equal to, you can see here A into A inverse is I, right? So A into Rj which is equal to determinant of A into I. This is another formula I have gotten from inverse matrix, like inverse formula. And the fourth formula is, just take this first condition. I have taken this in first condition. Rj which is equal to determinant A into A inverse. So I have written these things. So Rj, you see here, Rj which is equal to A determinant of A into A inverse. This is the first condition, right? A inverse. So this is the first condition. You can see here, when I able to take the Rj as A inverse, means this determinant value will come down here and this A will become A inverse, right? So Rj the whole inverse which is equal to A by determinant K. This is the fifth formula I have gotten from inverse formula. So there are 4 formulas. You can see here 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 5. This is the thing. And I have already told you, if 3 Rj's are here, means just make the power as 3. That's it. Determinant value par n minus 1 the whole cube. Okay. So if 2 Rj's are here, the power is 2. I have already told you. You can written as this, like this. Determinant A the whole par n minus 2 into A. We can also written like this. Okay. Just see the formulas. This is important if they ask in 1 mark questions. Okay. So I have already told you, if A is orthogonal, means the condition as A transpose which is equal to I. I have already told you, A into that same matrix transpose, A into A transpose means will get I only when A is orthogonal matrix. So from this formula we can get another thing, like just multiply by A inverse. So I into A inverse is A inverse. We can get it, like make this consider this I as 1. So 1 into A inverse is A inverse, right? And A inverse into A is I. So I into A transpose is A transpose. So from this we can get from orthogonal formula, from orthogonal condition, we will get as A transpose which is equal to A inverse only when A is orthogonal condition. That's it. And we can also set A transpose will also be an orthogonal and A inverse will also be an orthogonal matrix. Okay, you can see here. Next, we'll go to the problems. Like they have given m which is equal to 3 by 5, 4 by 5, 3 by 5 x. Here they have given 2 by 2 matrix, right? So from this thing, they said m is an orthogonal. If it is an orthogonal means the condition is what? M inverse which is equal to M transpose. So this is the condition. So to make this condition, you can see here, we can easily multiply this thing as 3 by 5 into x, 4 by 5 into 3 by 5. I have multiplied the column wise. Okay. So you can see here, we can easily multiply it as column wise. 3 by 5 into x plus 4 by 5 into 3 by 5. So you will get the answer as, so here if we multiply these two things, we will get 12 by 5, right? So if here 12 by 5 means here we have to get minus 12 by 5. So for that we have to substitute the value for x. Just substitute 4 by 5, minus 4 by 5. If we substitute minus 4 by 5 in x value means we will get as minus 12 by 5. So by adding these twos we will get 0. Just make it as so simple to find the x answers. Okay. So this condition is only possible if A is an orthogonal matrix. We just write like column into column, like first column the whole elements are multiplied and the second column the whole elements are multiplied. So I just formed this equation, right? So if A is an orthogonal matrix, then its row and column are pairwise orthogonal. If A is said to be orthogonal means then row and columns are pairwise orthogonal. Then only we can easily write it as the first element into second element and the first element into the second element along the column. And we will find this equation, okay? But converse of the statement may or may not be true. Converse of the statement may or may not be true means what it is, if row and column or matrix or pairwise orthogonal means then the matrix may or may not be orthogonal. We can't say the matrix should be orthogonal. So the matrix may or may not be orthogonal. Okay, this is the meaning for converse of the statement. Let's see some other thing. If A is said to be a matrix which has the order 5 into 5, right? So A is an orthogonal matrix means we will get the condition as, if A is orthogonal matrix means we will get the condition as A transpose which is equal to A inverse, right? You already know that. So you can see here, this is the first property, like we will get the first property. If any row or any one column, any one row or one column are interchanged means the determinant value of A will be equal to the inverse, A inverse determinant value. We have seen this in the first property of determinant, right? So I have used this condition here. A transpose which is equal to A means indeterminate conditions. So A determinant A which is equal to the determinant of A transpose. You can see here this. So from these things, let me say this A matrix is in minus, this is equal to minus A. If we want to substitute this minus here means we have to take this minus outside, like let us take this minus as a K. Okay, so we have to take one constant value from this determinant value means we'll get it as K par n. What is this n? This is the order into A determinant, right? So likewise we are taking this minus 1 outside as the power 5 because we have 5 by 5 matrix. So as the power 5 into A determinant. So you can get here as A transpose which is equal to minus. If the power is odd number means we will get minus. If it is an even number means we will get the answer as plus 1. So minus determinant A. This is the answer. And you can write it as A transpose as which is A transpose which is equal to A determinant, right? So just write the determinant value of A transpose which is equal to A. So you can see here determinant A which is equal to minus of determinant A. Okay, just take this in here like plus. So determinant A plus determinant A which is equal to is 0. That is 2 times of determinant A will be equal to 0, means this A matrix is 0. If determinant A is 0 means this is a singular matrix, right? It is a singular matrix and the inverse will not exist for this matrix. So if determinant value of A is 0 means the A transverse will not exist for this matrix. So it is a singular matrix. So they have proven here. So they have given some conditions from these sum, like the inverse of any odd number, odd order. We have taken 5 into 5 in before sum, right? 5 into 5 matrix. So the inverse of any odd order skew symmetric matrix, odd order of skew symmetric matrix, the inverse does not exist. So the inverse of any odd order for the skew symmetric matrix, this inverse does not exist. So if an skew symmetric matrix has an odd order means this matrix inverse does not exist. This is the condition. So if it is for, if this condition is for odd order means it will be a singular matrix and the inverse will not exist. Or else, if this order is in even means, if the skew symmetric matrix has even order means the inverse will exist and this matrix is a non-singular matrix and this matrix determinant value will not be equal to 0. The same condition but it is in opposite here. Okay. So if it is in odd means it will be a singular matrix and the inverse will not exist and the determinant value will be equal to 0. Or you can see here, if it is in an even matrix, even order means the order, the inverse will exist and this matrix is a non-singular matrix and the determinant value will not be equal to 0. So this is for skew symmetric matrix. So we have obtained these things from this sum. Okay, so we have obtained two properties from this sum. So let me see another property. The determinant value of even order of skew symmetric matrix is a perfect square. How? Let's see that. A is equal to 0, minus 2, 2, 0. You can see here the diagonal elements are 0 and the non-diagonal elements you can see here just opposite to this. This is 2 and this one is minus 2. It's a skew symmetric matrix. Okay. So if A is this matrix and A inverse is A transverse is, just write 0, minus 2 and I am writing this row as a column and this row as another column, right? So A transverse, we can get this sum. If from this A transverse, just take the negative value outside. If we take the negative value outside means we will get the same A matrix like A transverse which is equal to minus A. If it is in this condition means then the determinant value of A will be a perfect square, or it may be 4 or 9 or 16. It may be it should be a perfect square. This is a condition. The determinant value of even order, if it is an even order of skew matrix, skew symmetric matrix means then the determinant value will be always be perfect square. That's the thing they have said here. Okay, let's see the another sum. This sum is asked in the GATE questions. Okay, let's see that if X and Y are two non-zero matrix. Okay, X and Y are two non-zero matrix of same order. They have the same order and such as they have given some function like X, Y which is equal to 0 and in the order n into n. They have the same order, right? So n into n. Then they have given 4 options here. You can see here determinant value of X will not be equal to 0. Determinant value of Y is equal to 0. Next thing, determinant value of X is equal to 0 and Y is not equal to 0. Both are not equal to 0 and both are equal to 0. They have given 4 conditions. We have to choose the correct one which follows this function, right? So first we take determinant value for this function x y which is equal to 0, which is in n into n order. Okay, so we have to take the determinant value for this x, determinant of x y which is equal to 0. I am taking the determinant for the each element. Determinant value of x into determinant value of y which is equal to 0 means x is also a 0, y is also a 0, right? So x is equal to 0 and y is which is equal to 0. We have obtained this D condition, but we have to check another options also. So you can see here they have given C as both are not equal to 0. This condition will not exist for this function. So we just emit this, like C option is eliminated. Okay, so we have to take the another option like B. You can see x is equal to 0 and y is not equal to 0. Let me see that. Let's take the B option. Determinant value of f x is equal to 0 and determinant value of y which is not equal to 0. Let's see these things. If it is a not equal to 0 means we have some conditions, right? It is a non-singular matrix and the inverse of y exists. The inverse of this matrix exists. Okay, so let's see that this inverse is exist mean just multiply this two functions x y which is equal to 0 is a function. So just multiply this function with y inverse. So x y into y inverse which is equal to 0 into y inverse. I am just multiplying these things. So y and y inverse will become I. So x into I which is equal to 0, right? So here you can see this I, just take this I as 1. So x is into 1 means x is equal to 0. We get x is equal to 0 for y is not equal to 0. If we apply this condition, y is not equal to 0 means we will get x is equal to 0, right? We will get the sum as x is equal to 0. So this is in contradiction to hypothesis condition. So it is in a contradiction condition. So contradict condition means x is 0 means y is also a 0. So let's take the another thing. So here we can see x is 0 and y is 0. We have got the D option also, D option here. Let me take A option. Y is 0 but x is not equal to 0. If we apply the same condition here, we will get the contradiction. So we will get as x is 0. So x is equal to 0 and we have got y is equal to 0. So this in this condition also we have got option D. So option D is correct. Okay, let's see the another sum. If A, B, C, D, E, F, G, these are non-singular matrix. Just they have given us these matrix or non-singular matrix. What is non-singular? Determinant value will not be equal to 0. And if it is in negative means positive. Inverse exists, right? So of same order such that we have to find this B inverse. Just take, they have given another condition as C, E, D, B, G, A, F. These are the matrix which is equal to I. They have given this condition and they want us to find the B inverse. Whatever may be the inverse, means whatever may be the inverse of any matrix, we can easily find that. Let me see that. We have to find this B, right? So just take it as B inverse. Okay. First write the first one and then write the second. Just write the right side elements and then write the left side elements. Let's see that B inverse which is equal to GAF, then CDB. First write the right side element and then write left side element. This is the answer for B inverse. That's so simple. Whatever may be the inverse. If they ask for A, means you can easily write, if they ask for A means you can easily write the right element and then the left element. F, C, D, E, B, G. You can easily write this thing. Okay. So, how this things are coming? Let me see a single step. Okay, they have given C, E, D, B, G, A, F. They have given these matrix which is equal to I, right? So we need to find B. Just take from this to this, this to this. First take C inverse. So if we take C inverse on both side means I into C inverse is C inverse, right? Okay. C inverse into C is I. So this I will get cancelled and we will get as E, D, B, G, A, F into C inverse. So likewise we have to proceed from C, E, D. We have to take E inverse next and then D inverse next and then F, A, G. So we have to proceed from this side to this side and this side to this side. So we will get the answer here. So this is the simplest and easiest way. Whatever may be the inverse, just make this inverse here and just write the right side element first and the left side element second. We'll get the matrix here. So for example, ABCD, they have asked you to find, they have given the condition as ABCD which is equal to I. They have asked you to find C inverse means don't need to worry. Just make the C inverse here and write the right side element and then the left side element DAB. That's it. If you find the product of DAB matrix, we will get the C inverse matrix. That's it. So let's see some inverse. Let's see some inverse. How to find the inverse for certain matrix. I will do some. I have given 3 sums here. You have to work out 2 and 3 on your own. I will work out A. I will work out the first sum here. Just these will be asked in 2 more questions. Okay. So for the first matrix A which is equal to 1 0 minus 1 2 1 minus 1 2 3 2. Okay. For this we know the formula is A inverse which is equal to J by determinant A. That's it. So let me see here. I have taken the first sum, right, A. So for that I have find the determinant value here. Determinant of A which is equal to 1 into means 1 into 2 plus 3 which is 5 and minus of this is 0. So we can omit this and minus 1 into 3 2s are 6. 6 minus 2. So 6 minus 2 is 4. So we have got the answer as 1 for the determinant value of A. Okay, let's take Rj. You know Rj can be found by 2 methods. Let's see those methods. Okay, the first method is just write the determinant value as it is same. You can see here the determinant A is 1 0 minus 1 like 1 0 minus 1 2 1 minus 1 2 3 2. This is the determinant value I have written here and then just copy this 1 0 minus 1 2 1 minus 1 2 3 2. This is the determinant value. Okay, so just mark this as a line like the third column, just mark as a line and just copy these 2 columns here like 1 2 1 2. You just copy from 1 is here and 2 is here, 1 2 1 2. Just copy these things. So I just copied here 1 0 2 1 2 3. You can see here. So I have got from up to this. Afterwards just make this as a line, central line and copy these 2 rows 1 2. Just copy here 1 0 minus 1 1 0 same as 1 0 minus 1 1 0 and copy the second row as here. So we'll get these numbers in a form. I'm going to tell you again, just concentrate it. 1 0 minus 1 2 1 minus 1 2 3 2. This is a matrix. So just this third column, just take this third column as a central line. Just copy these 2 columns here 1 2 and then you just make this third row as a central line and just copy first row and second row here, first second. So if you done these things means we will get the arrangements here. Okay, like this. Afterwards omit the first, just draw 2 lines here like this. you can just omit these numbers, just take the 4 by 4 numbers. Okay, so afterwards just multiply these things. How to multiply these things? 2 minus of minus 3 is plus 3, right? Okay, 2 minus 3. So 2 minus 3. I have written, you can see here, minus 3. This is the minus 3, minus 2, minus 3. I have written here. And then minus 2, like just multiply according to this. 3 into minus 1, minus 3 into 2. Don't multiply like this cross. Just multiply these numbers like across this cross. First this thing and then this thing. Okay, so 3 into minus 1 is minus 3 and 2 into 1 is minus 2, minus of minus 2. Just multiply these things and write it here. If you can see here, I am multiply this thing I have written here, and then again I am going to multiply these two things. Like first one is this one. This is 0. 0 into 2 is 0 and 3 into minus 1 is minus 1, right? So I am returning here minus 3. Okay, and again I have written as I am again multiplying these 4 elements. 1 into minus 1 and this is 0. So I am writing, you can see here I am multiplying along the column and I am returning along the row. Just multiply along column and return along row. So I am multiplying along the column and I have written along the row. Likewise, you have to multiply the 4 elements and return along the rows. So this is the thing, you can easily get the arch value. So first we have to find these elements. We have to rewrite these elements as it is, and then you have to multiply along the column and you have to return along the row. Okay, then we will get the arch value as like this. Okay, this is the first method, and the another method you can see here, this is the this is the A matrix. So the second one comes first, means the second row is first one and the third row is second one and the first row is the third one. So just write second, third and first, second and third. You can see here. So we have to write in this order. So just take the center element here, center element, and from the center element you have to go anti-clockwise. This method is so easy, just concentrate on this. You have to write it as first we have to make the arrangement. This is the first one, this is second one, this is third one. Then we have to pick the center element of a row. This is the center element, right? So from center element you have to go along anti-clockwise, like 0 you have to write as anti-clockwise. You can see here. So I have this is the arrangement. First we have to take the second row, right? So I just you can see here, second row is what? 2 1 minus 1, right? So you can see here 2 1 minus 1. So I am writing it here. So this is the center element. So from central element you have to go along clockwise direction, right? This is the clockwise direction. So you have to go along the clockwise direction. So 1 minus 1, then again 2, then again 1. So first start with 1 and end with 1 along the clockwise direction. So 1 minus 1, 2 and again 1. So likewise I have written for the first one. Then you have to written like the second part, like the third row will be written like 3 2 2 again 3, right? I am going clockwise direction. So 3 2 2 again the 3. So again the fourth one, just see here the the third one, like the first row I am going to written like this, 0 minus 1 again 1 and 0. So 0 minus 1 1 and 0. You can see here, just copy this first to the first column to the here. So just copy the first column here. You have got 1 4 by 4 matrix elements, right? So just into these three things. 2 into minus of minus 3 is plus 3. So 2 plus 3. You can see here in this method, you just multiply it and write it as the same. Like 2 into minus 3 is plus 3. So 2 into plus 3. I'm written in the first element. I'm written as first element, right? Then minus 2 minus of minus 4. Okay. So minus 2 minus 4. Minus 2 minus 4. I'm just returning as it is. Okay. So this method is so easy. Just multiply the whole things and return in the same position here. You will get the answer as J. So these are the two methods. This method is somewhat complicated, but it is this is the first method and this is the second method. Second method is dead easy. You can see here you have to write the first middle element and we have to go along the anti-clockwise direction. Just start with the second element and end with the second element. So we have some arrangements here, like second row we have to return it as first and the third row as second and first row as third. So according to this we can easily find the J value. These can be asked in 2 more questions, but if we have to do some regular formulas, means these J calculation will take more time. So just use these two methods. Whatever you feel this as a easy, just use these two methods. You can easily get the J value in a simplest way. Okay, so let me see that. So A inverse, which is equal to, we have got this determinant A value as 1, right? So 1 by 1 means 1 by determinant A into J value. This is the answer for this. For 2 by 2 matrix, the J is dead easy. You can see here J, which is equal to, this is the A matrix 2 2 4 6. So we have to write the J. So just write J, which is equal to, just change the position for these two elements. So just change the position for these two elements. Change the position. Then you have to write, you can see here, this cross we have finished. Then this cross we don't need to change, just change the sign. So minus 2 minus 4, this is the J for 2 by 2 matrix. Just change the position along these diagonal, and along these diagonal just change the negative sign. Means if it is in positive, means just changes to negative and vice versa. Okay. So A and J, we can easily get the J value. You know that determinant, which is equal to 6 2s are 12. 12 minus 8. So 12 minus 8, which is into J. We will get the answer as 1 by 2 into the matrix. This is the A inverse. Okay. So let me see another sum here. This is a 4 by 4 matrix and they have given A matrix is an orthogonal. You know, orthogonal is nothing but A into A inverse, which is equal to I. This is a condition for orthogonal. You can see here A into A inverse, which is I. They have given some matrix here and they asked us to find A into A inverse, which is the whole power minus 1. Means the whole inverse is what? They have asked A into A inverse, the whole inverse is what? Okay. So we know that if matrix is an orthogonal condition, means A into A inverse is I, right? So from this thing we can easily find, so A into A inverse is nothing but I. So I inverse is I. So the answer for this question is nothing but I. So from orthogonal condition we can easily find this condition as I. Okay. The next sum is, you can see here A is cos theta sin cos 0 0 0 0 1. So they have given a matrix here. We have to find A inverse. Okay. And this matrix is a orthogonal matrix. How it is a orthogonal matrix? Orthogonal has another condition as A, which is equal to A transpose, right? So A, which is equal to A transpose. If this condition satisfied, means it is an orthogonal. Let me see that. This is a A matrix. And if we write the transverse, cos theta sin theta 0, you can see here the first row is same as the first column is same as the first row. So if we write this matrix A as A transpose, the same matrix will appear. So A is equal to A transpose. If this condition is satisfied, this matrix is orthogonal matrix. So for orthogonal, we know that A transpose which is equal to I. This is a condition. Okay, you can see here A into A inverse equal to I. This is also a condition, and A into A transpose equal to I. This is also a condition. So from this condition, we just have to multiply the A inverse value. You can see here, just multiply A inverse value on both sides. You will get as A into A inverse is I. Right, I. Okay. This is A transpose, just write it as A transpose, okay, which is equal to I into A inverse. This I will get cancelled and will get A transpose which is equal to A inverse. This is a condition. We have already seen that if A transpose which is equal to A inverse means the A should be a orthogonal matrix. We know that A is a orthogonal matrix. They have asked A inverse. So, A inverse is nothing but A transpose. So, we are using the condition to find the A transpose, just as. So, it's also a sum where it will be asked in 2 more questions. Okay, let's see another thing. So, we have come to the third topic, rank of matrix. What is the rank of matrix? Let's see that. Submatrix. I have given some definitions here. What is submatrix? Submatrix is nothing but we have to rewrite the matrix by eliminating the row or a column. If we eliminate any row or any column or both in a matrix, this matrix which is obtained after eliminating these things is submatrix. So let's see here. A is a matrix. I have given a matrix as A. Okay. From this I have written as 1, 4, 3, 4. I just eliminated the last row and the last column. You can see here last row and last column it is eliminated, and I have written as B, which is another matrix B which is equal to 1, 4, 2, 3. So this matrix is submatrix of A, means it is a part of A, that is the submatrix of A after eliminating one row and one column. Not only one row and column, you can easily see here I just eliminated the last row. After eliminating this row, I have written the matrix as B1 which is equal to 1, 4, 7, 2, 3, 6. You can see here this matrix is also a submatrix of A. So submatrix is nothing but after eliminating the row or column or a both from a matrix, the obtained matrix is called submatrix. So this is the first definition here. And we have already seen minors. Okay, minors is nothing but whatever the number we have chosen, just eliminate the row and the column along this number and just multiply the 4 elements. We will get the minus, right? So this is the thing. And what is the rank? What is the rank of matrix? If the determinant value of higher possible square matrix means higher possible square matrix is nothing but the square matrix starts from 2 by 2, right? So 2 by 2, 3 by 3, 4 by 4, 5 by 5, 6 by 6, higher orders. So the determinant value of highest possible square matrix is nothing but 2 by 2, 4 by 4, 3 by 3. Okay, so square matrix is not equal to 0. This determinant, square matrix determinant is not equal to 0 means then the order, whatever may be the order, this is the answer. So you can see here the square matrix determinant is not equal to 0 means then the order of this means that then order of this matrix is same as rank. Let's see some sum here. You can see here this is not a square matrix. So what to do if it is not a square matrix? You can see here rows are 3 and columns are 4. So this is 3 by 4 matrix, right? This is the row and this is column. So 3 by 4 matrix. Just take the first part, first 3 elements as a matrix. So I am just taking the first 3 columns as a matrix and I am finding the determinant value here. The determinant is 0. So just avoid this thing, and again I am omitting the first column and taking the other columns as a determinant value, this comes as 40, that is determinant is not equal to 0. So you can see if the 3 by 3 matrix means the square matrix determinant value is not equal to 3 means the order is same as the rank. So what is the rank for this matrix is, what is the order for this 3 by 3 matrix, right? So 3 is the rank of this matrix. If they given 3 by 4 matrix means just make this as a square matrix, like you can take this or this. So I'm just take the first one. I didn't get the determinant value which is not equal to 0, so I'm just taking the another numbers. So by taking the another numbers, I just got the number as determinant value as not equal to 0. Then the determinant value is not equal to 0 means the order is 3 by 3. This order is the rank. So rank which is equal to the order which is equal to 3. So I have got the rank as 3 here. You can see here, and you can easily find the rank from these conditions, or else row echelon form. What is this row echelon form? Let me see that. The row echelon form is called as ORI form. Okay, by making the matrix into ORI form, you can easily find the rank matrix. What it is? Let's see that. Row echelon form means this matrix should have 0 rows at last rows. Okay, so the matrix should have the last rows should be 0. No element should be there. And second condition is number of zeros before non-zero element. Number of 0 means the element will be 0. Number of non-zero element means it may be 1 or 2 or 3, whatever be the number. Okay, so the number of zeros before a non-zero element of each row is should be less than number of zeros before a non-zero element of next 2 rows or next rows. Let's see the condition. What is the first condition? 0 rows at last column. You can see here I have written 6 by 6 matrix here. You can see here 6 rows, 6 columns and 6 rows here. So I have written 6 by 6 matrix. So you can see here the last rows are 0. No elements are here in the last rows. So this is the first condition. So this is the first condition. And the second condition is what? Number of zeros before non-zero element. You can see here I am just taking the third row. So I am just taking the third row here. This you can see here 0 0 0 4 5 0. So non-zero, this is the non-zero. Okay, this is non-zero element. Before the non-zero element, how many numbers are there? 1 2 3. So this should be less or equal. Okay, so this should be less than the next rows. So when you compare this row to the next rows, you can see here the number of zeros is lesser than this 3 rows, right? If this condition is it, means these two conditions satisfied the matrix, means this matrix in ORI form, row echelon form. Okay. So this is in ORI form. You can see here A, which is A, this matrix A is ORI form. Then what is the rank of this matrix? Just see here. What is the rank of matrix? You can see here how many non-zero rows are here. Non-zero rows means there will be a number in the row. Here there is no number. Here there is no number. Here there is a number. So 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 non-zero numbers. So the rank is 4. That's it. So you can see here there are two conditions are given, like the last rows should be 0. You can see here the last row should be 0. Then the number of zeros before a non-zero element of each row should be less than the number of zeros before a non-zero element. Means I have taken this, no, whatever be the thing. So I am taking the first row. You can see the before a non-zero means before the non-zero element, how many zeros are there? Only 1 0. Just compare with others. Only 1 zeros means these zeros are in increasing. So these this row is less, this row has less zero element than compared to the other rows, right? So in this condition, this matrix satisfies the second condition. So first condition is also satisfied, second condition is also satisfied. So in this thing, what is the rank means? The rank of A is nothing but non-zero elements. Just count the non-zero rows, 1 2 3 4. So the rank is 4. So you can see here, this is the thing. And I have written some notes here, like from this ORI form. From this ORI form, I have written some notes. You can see here, non-zero rows, which is linearly independent row or vector. We can say it as linearly independent row or vector. You can see here, there are 4 rows which are in non-zero condition, right? So these 4 rows are linearly independent rows or vectors. We can say it as linearly independent rows or vectors. Then to reduce a matrix to ORI form, just use row operation for row condition. This is the row echelon form or E form. So for row means we have to use this thing. Next you can see here, upper triangular matrix, whatever the matrix, if it is in upper triangular matrix means the matrix should be ORI form. But you can't say that ORI form is an upper triangular matrix. So ORI form is not an upper triangular matrix. Only the upper triangular matrix is an ORI form. So I have written some examples here. You can see here, I already told you what is upper triangular matrix. Just draw a triangle along the numbers, along the elements. You can see here, without the zeros, you just draw a triangle. If the triangle is in upper side means this is upper triangular matrix. If this matrix is an upper triangular matrix, we can easily say ORI form, row echelon form. But here you can see this condition satisfies the ORI form. You can see the first condition is last row should be 0, and the second condition is any non-zero element. Before that non-zero element, how many zeros are there? 1 zeros. So by comparing the next rows, you can see here this 0 is less than these zeros. So this the second condition is also satisfied. So if two conditions are satisfied means this matrix is ORI form, right? So the ORI form is not an upper triangle. You can see here, is there any triangle you can form? No. So ORI form cannot be upper triangle, but the upper triangle can form the ORI. Okay. So let's see the second thing. What is the second thing? This is same as for column. So we have shown ORI. ORI means what? Or E, right? Row echelon. So now we're gonna see. Now we're gonna see this. This is for ORI. Now we're gonna see for column. You can see here. This is the column condition. How it is a column condition? The same. The first thing. Last columns are 0. This is the first condition, right? Okay. Then you can see here. What is the second condition? The non-zero element, whatever be, just consider the column, whatever be the column. I'm just saying the first column and the third column. For let's see the third column. You can see here, this is a non-zero element, right? Because it is 3. So above the non-zero elements, there are zeros. How many zeros are there? 3 zeros. Just compare with the next columns. You can see here, this zeros are less than this columns, right? So if it is in this condition means this is a ORI form, right? This is a ORI form. So you can see here, this is for the column condition. Before we have seen for the row condition, and this is for the column condition. Column condition is nothing but the last column should be 0, and the second one is what? Non-zero element. Before the non-zero element, if there is a zeros means just count the zeros. This 0 should be less than the adjacent columns. That's it. Means next columns. Okay. This is the column operation. So for these things, if we want to proceed in column, echelon means you just follow the column operation. If we want to proceed row echelon means you just proceed with the row operation. That's it. Here you can see here, For row operation means it will be a upper triangle. Then for column operation means nothing but the low triangle. So low triangular matrix is auriform, but auriform cannot be the low triangular matrix. That's it. Okay. Let's find some rank for the matrix. I have written some, I have taken some matrix here A, which is equal to 1 3 minus 2, 2 minus 1 4, and 1 minus 1 14. Okay, you can see here these are the 3 by 3 matrix. I have written the elements here. Okay, you can either take row or a column. Uh, I'm just proceed the two things here. Okay, you can see here I just calculated for both row and column here. So let's see row. Okay, what is the condition here? Just make these two rows just make these two elements as 0. Okay, so how to make these two things as 0? 2 minus 2 into first row, right? So second row is so how to make this as 0? Second row, which is equal to row 2 minus 2 into row 2 minus 2 into row 1. That's the thing. Next, row 3 minus row 1. So by using this operation, I have make these two elements as 0. You can see here. Then we have to make the last row as 0, right? So for making this last row as 0, you can see here 7 into 2 is 14, right? So 7 into 2 is 14 and 8 into 2 is 16. That's the thing. So 7 into 2 is 14 and 8 into 2 is 16. So just into 2 or okay, this is the row 3. Row 3 into 2 is row 1 into 2 row 3. Row 3 implies row 3 minus of 2 into row 2. Okay, by using this operation we can easily make the last rows as 0. You can see here last row as 0. So the two conditions are satisfied. So this matrix is an RE matrix or RE form. Okay, row equivalent form. So what is the rank of this A? Simply we can say non-zero elements 1 and 2. One non-zero rows 1 and 2. This is the thing. For finding this is same as for column. Okay, so for column you can see here C2 in which is equal to means for column this is for row. For column I am going to change these two elements as because why we are taking these things, because here we have to change it to 0. Why? Because we have to change it to upper triangular matrix, right? So we gonna change these as 0 means it will become as a upper triangular matrix, right? So just first we have to start from these two elements. For column means it is a lower triangular matrix. For lower triangular matrix the zeros are on upper side, right? So that's why we are taking these two elements here. Okay, that's why we are taking these two elements. So by making these two elements I am just wrote the operations here. After making these two elements means we have to note it down as last column should be a 0. So we have to make these two things as 0. For that, this you can see here 7 into 2 is 14, 8 into 2 is 16. So they have easy operation here, but here we can't do that because we have to do the column operation, right? So here it is 7 and here it is 8. How to make this? Nothing but C3 implies 7 into C3. Just into it. This 7 is in C2 column, right? So multiply it to C2, C3. 7 into C3 plus 8 into C2. That's it. 7 into C3 plus 8 into C2. If we done that means these two columns will become 0. So the same matrix, you can see here how many non-zero columns are here, 1 and 2. So the rank will be 2. Just we have to add the non-zero columns. After making this matrix as RE form, you just have to add the non-zero columns. That's it. So thank you for watching this, and today the balance things will be continued in the next videos. Thank you so much.